So, after the talent acquisition and development, now we will talk about a very interesting concept, that is the talent mobility. Because what is the challenge? Challenge is this, to retain these employees, right, and then to make them to continue in the organization. It becomes important, always they are looking for certain challenging task and energetic task. So, they want to apply their brain, and that is, yes, I am doing something great. So, this mobility is a big challenge. How to handle this mobility, that we will discuss about what is the talent mobility, how an organization develops the sourcing strategies, alignment of the sourcing strategies, building the proactive pipeline of talent for the key roles, and the hiring manager engagement and training. Now, it has been the 2 decades since the McKinsey's war for talent study that we have discussed in the beginnings of these sessions, that help to elevate the thinking in executive suites and the boardrooms about the advantage of having better talent than the competition, and what strategies could be developed to attract, engage and retain. While the war is not lost, that is the battlefield has significantly changed via the social media revolution. Yeah, here I would like to mention, that is the that is was in the 1998, right, and that war of talent. But after that, now the what the change is there, that war is continuing. But now that its structure and form has been changed, and now it has become the social media revolution. Rise of the networking recruitment sites like the LinkedIn and the Glassdoor, and the influence of organizational brand and reputation on the whom we want to work. So, this important the social media aspect, that is becoming the very important. Much of this will require HR organizations to build the new capabilities. We are talking about the capabilities management, development and management, and partner with the other functions to leverage the tools. So, that the what we can do, we can the whatever we the developing the talent or nurturing the talent, that has to be make the use at the different platforms. The functions to leverage tools, methods and best practices from disciplines in the consumer marketing, data science and the industrial organizational psychology in new and different ways are there. So, these particular practices which the HR is going to adopt to build the new capabilities and partners, that will be applicable in these different areas of the consumer marketing, data science and the industrial organizational psychology is there. The mandate for talent management is to drive results by having the better talent than your competition in the roles that matter most for the value creation is there. And this is the mandate is always there, that is the how you are having the better talent in your organization. Now, there is a war is always there, and in the similar nature of industries, how you can have the better talent. Now it is not only the talent, but it is a war for the better talent. And when we talk about the better talent, means the highly intellectual capital, social capital and human capital. So, then your competition in the roles that matter most for the value creation is there. So, create that value at the workplace, job performance. It is necessary that in the war of the talent, you are having the capable talent which will be having the always better than your competitor. The Michael Porter seminar work on strategy suggests competitive advantage is fundamentally about superior value creation. This is very much important, superior value creation. And what is this superior value creation? Superior value creation means whatever the value is already existing with the talented employees in your organization or in the competitor's organization, but you are going by the one step ahead, next level, that is the superior. And the resource utilization. What is the formula of success nowadays? The formula for success is becoming the cost saving, and in the cost saving it is a resource utilization. So, if the talented employees are there, they find out the different ways and by which they are having the resource utilization. If you have a real competitive advantage, it means that the compared with rivals, you operate at a lower cost. As I mentioned, that is the nowadays what is the that cost effectiveness. What is the contribution of a talented employees? that is the cost effectiveness. Command and a premium price, right. So, therefore, in that case, yeah, they are much more ahead or above as compared to others, or both, either it is a lower cost and premium price also. In the both the cases you will find that is the organizations are working to development of talent. Building a talent management system that delivers competitive advantage focuses on value creation at the intersection of talent roles. It matters most to achieving the overall business strategy is there. So, therefore, it is the talent and it is the overall business strategy. So, this combination, right. So, always we talk about the business strategy, vision, leadership, and the all they are working into one direction about the organization's business strategy. If you are able to integrate appropriately talent with the business strategy, then it will be successful. And if in the case there is no integration is there, then there will not be the any further development in the organization, because talent is going into the one direction and the business strategy is not aligned with that direction, indeed it is into the different direction. So, therefore, you have to take care of all these aspects. Another example comes from the consumer packaged goods CPG companies, they, like Unilever and Procter & Gamble, both vying for the marketing, innovation and strategy. So, whenever you are talking about the CPG companies, right, consumer packaged goods, then that is the marketing, innovation and strategy talent, right. A top tier MBA programs are there. So, there it becomes very important, that is the what is the strategy talent at the top tier MBA programs. These hyper competitive razor thin margin business, right, depend on winning market share by deeply understanding and anticipating unmet consumer needs. So, whenever these consumer packaged goods companies, right, and they are going for these the strategy talent, right, it is important, you are hyper competitive, otherwise you will not be sustainable. And how that is to be done? A very razor thin margin. So, that razor thin margin businesses will that will lead to the winning the market share. And so, here if we are going by these type of the aspects, then definitely we will be having a deep understanding and anticipating the unmet consumer needs, right. So, identifying these needs, right, how do you identify the consumer needs and which theory of the need theories you adopt, right, and it goes right from the physiological need, satisfying of the product for the services for which it has been brought, then socially acceptable, and then the matter of pride that I am having this particular product, and then a satisfaction, that is a customer delighted self actualization need is there, that yes, this decision was good. So, that is the unmet consumer needs are there, and when you have that unmet consumer needs, that is creating the market excitement by launching refreshed and new products. So, yes, always you have to be new in the market, right. So, therefore, because of the that razor thin margin business, and then in razor thin margin business model, if you are not at the different from others, then you will not be able to sustainable. So, gaining the optimal retail pricing and either new product developments, creating market excitement always, on the new product development, gaining the optimal retail pricing and the product positioning to build loyalty for their product portfolio over peers is there. All of this requires a keen eye towards the attracting, retaining and promoting the right marketing, innovation and strategy talent, right. So, naturally if you want, that is the your employees those who are talented employees, and they have to come out with the innovations, they have to come out with the understanding and supplying and meeting the unmet consumer needs, right, or creating the market excitements. You have to go for the marketing innovation and strategy challenge is there. Stryker, a Kalamazoo, Michigan based diversified medtech company with premium product, understands where this advantage is derived. That is how it is to be done. It is the through world class engineering challenge who create the product innovations. Now here that machine relationship, man machine relationship, that is the re-engineering, that is becoming the prime concept, because you have already made an investment in the engineering. Now world class engineering challenge, right. So then now you want to come out with that product, new product development, variety of the product development, or to create a market of the consumer needs. So what is required? Product innovations is required. So it is not only up to the automobile industry, it is also applicable to the service industries also. So whether it is a physical product or services, your end product that requires innovations are required, and for that purpose there is no any rocket science is required, dear friends. Understanding the local culture, understanding the consumer needs, if those needs are fulfilled, you are having a very high rocket science, but if you do not have the bread and butter for your employees, how that rocket science will help? You have wonderful product innovation, but it is not matching with your consumer needs. What is the use of that? So it was a totally and very highly intellect product, but not needed. How will you see that? And you are a businessman. So therefore in that case, it is the who create the product innovations, that is very, very important. What type of the product innovations do you create? Sales representatives who are skillful at building and maintaining the customer relationships. How you are maintaining the relationship with the customers, that is important, and delivering on the value propositions associated with the premium products and services. Even though you are not getting that particular place of the promotion of the products, but maintaining the customer relationship, and then whatever the values you are proposing, you are getting those all values propositions. So naturally in that case your customers will be associated with your premium products and services. Now how an organization persona can be used to develop a sourcing strategy, that we will see. Now this is the study is done between the age to the 20, 30s, 40s, 50s and 60s, and the work experience is here the sample size, the work experience is from 0, 1 to 3, 4 to 7, 8 to 12 and 12, 13 to 20 and 20 plus years of experience is there. Work experience, insurance experience is there, right from the 0 to 20 plus is there, and the company expectations are there, and that is the points have been given, and accordingly that is these are the parameters of measurements, and how in these parameters of measurements the affiliation is fitted. So first we will go by the persona. I am really good at selling and have a track record of influencing discerning buyers and senior leaders. It is important, persona is there. Selling and have a track record of influencing and discerning buyers and senior leaders. So therefore it is known, that is the how these your buyers and sellers they are taking into consideration about the different track records. Candidate characteristics: 5 to 10 years experience in sales, calling on senior leaders or of the business owners are there. So, therefore, in that case candidate's characteristics is that there is a 5 to 10 years experience in sales, calling on senior leaders or the business owners are there, to them they will like to talk. Experience selling business services are big ticket purchases in industries with long sales cycles and the sophisticated buyers are there. So, naturally these the sellers, they are having a different experiences with the sophisticated customers. Subscribes to eat what you kill philosophy and willing to take on more risk for the increased rewards. So, it becomes very important, that is your shares on that. Eat what you kill, means that is your share, and that is the, yes, if you have done that job you will get that particular share. So, philosophy, so that will be making the more risk for the increased rewards. So, always the person will be there that because it is a variable pay, variable pay is there. So, always he will looking for the more and more targets. Values and aspirations for this doing this develop a sourcing strategy is entrepreneurialism. What is entrepreneurialism? Innovation and creativity with the new ideas to convert into the commercial aspect, right, or into the profitable venture. So, that conversion of the beautiful idea into a profitable venture, that entrepreneurialism, that values are required. So, it can be the entrepreneurship or it can be the intrapreneurship. So, entrepreneurship is the creating the ideas and convert it into the profitable venture within the organization system. That is called the intrapreneurship. And when we say it is outside the organization system, creating the ideas and developing the business plan and then implementing it in a profitable venture, that is called the entrepreneurialism. Then prominence and the reputation. So, prominence and reputation of the organizations is this, that is the how you are going to take care of that particular product which you are going to introduce, the reputation of the organization. Affiliation and the teaming is there. So, when you are developing the affiliation with the employees, right, and then your customers, that values are binding, that is a binding between the customer and the organization. So, that affiliation and the teaming is required. So, the customers are connected. Customers are connected with that particular product, particular organization. So, as a result what you do, you create the wealth creation is there. The values and aspiration is ultimately what I was saying, that is a profit venture. What talent has to do? Talent has to be innovative and creative and convert that idea into a profit venture for the organization. So, therefore, that wealth creation, if the wealth creation process is started, your ideas are well accepted. Independence and freedom is there. So, naturally what the talent is looking for? The talent is with this particular persona, that is I am really good at selling and have a track record of influencing the listening buyers and senior leaders. So, that will create the independence and freedom. So, that freedom and flexibility will be given to that particular person with this selective customers. When we talk about the affiliations, the company alumni groups are there. So, that persona which is with these candidates characteristics, what they do? They connect with the alumni. If they are with the alumni, then definitely your economic profit return interest also get protected in a different manner. Then these sales industry groups are there. Sales industry groups, they will also having the entrepreneurship for the prominence and reputation, affiliation and teaming is there. Another affiliation is the university alumni groups, right. So, therefore, belongingness to that institute. If there is a belongingness to that institute, then definitely university alumni will be also getting the associated with your product. Sports clubs, golf, running, football, etc., they are also make the use of the persona for the sourcing strategies. community groups which will be developing this type of the association. Now, the second one is the alignment of sourcing strategies with the each persona. So, how it is to be done? The recent graduates, and what the recent graduates do, I like to compete, have grief, and I am really good at the influencing others, right. So, therefore, group it, and I am really good at influencing others is there, that is a talent persona is there. So, the person is interested to making that particular personality for the use of the organization, to influencing for the use of the organization. So, what is the candidate's characteristics? Candidate characteristics are first job out of college, that is the first, participated in teams, clubs and fraternity or sorority, and therefore, he understands that what is required by the team, and seeking a job interacting with others, and as a result of which the job interaction with the others that have been preferred. Then the proposed sourcing strategy to achieve the organic growth is maintain the intern external talent pipeline is there. So, naturally these candidate characteristics are from the job of first job out of the college is there, and this type of the job interaction with others is required. So, you will mention this talent pipeline, intern pipeline. Then the early career. If the talented employee is into the early career, his persona will be, I am looking for more autonomy, right. So, here he is saying in the recent graduates, I would like to compete, have grit, and I am really good at influencing others. And in the early career, I am looking for the more autonomy, a chance to be an entrepreneur and make more money at a company with a better reputation. So, it is very important, that is the here I would also like to have your attention, that is the this particular model is talking about to be the entrepreneur, to be an entrepreneur in future, and that is why I always give this suggestion to management graduates and especially the early career people, that your early career experience should lead you to be an entrepreneur maybe after 5 to 10 years. But if your early career is making you an employee, whatever the stature you are having, then you are not creating the jobs for others, right, because you are working in the organization good, but when again for the next generation, you are again, your son is always again seeking for the jobs. Rather than what our national philosophy is nowadays, our Prime Minister is saying that is the, it is better to have the make the more chances of the entrepreneurship, that in the early career there should be such experience that you create the more and more entrepreneurs are there, and make more money at a company with a better reputation, right. So, as an entrepreneur you are also making the more money as in a better reputation in that particular company, right. So, what is it means? Candidate characteristics are early career means less than 5 years of experience, starting to get established in the sales profession, diligent by the day to day work, reputation and prospects of his or her company. So, what is the proposed sourcing strategy to achieve the organic growth is increase focus, targeting candidates with the experience in superior sales training companies, and as a result of which this particular their complaint that will be removed. Then the mid career, the industry's experience, I like this industry and my job, but I am frustrated with the opportunities and the way we do things at my current employer, right. So, in the early career it is a learning phase is there, but at the mid career now you know your job very well, right, but you are not getting the opportunities. What is the candidate's characteristics? 5 to 10 years of experience as a successful salesperson, knows the industry and the selling process, frustrated with the growth prospects because of the company size too small, the bureaucracy and the compensation model of his or her current employer. So, it is towards going to be the entrepreneurs are there, right. So, because he is getting the frustrated at his workplace. What will be the proposed sourcing strategy? Decrease emphasis due to labor shortage in the industries, right, because this type of the employees will not be available. We have mentioned already talent turnover is there. So, therefore, decrease the emphasis to the due to labor shortage in the industry. Now, mid career non-traditional. I am really good at selling and have a track record of influencing discerning buyers and the senior leaders are there, right. So, now how to do that? The 5 to 10 years of experience, similarly because their mid career is there, experience selling business services or the big ticket purchases in industries with long sales cycles and sophisticated buyers are there, or subscribes to eat what you kill philosophy and willing to take on more risk for increased rewards. So, that mid career opportunities that is the how big ticket purchase industries or long sales cycles are introduced, and eat what you kill, that is the variable pay philosophy and willing to have more and more risk so that he can get the more rewards. What will be the proposed sourcing strategy? Increase the focus for with these mid career non-traditional employees, talented employees, targeting candidates in sales role within relevant niches and superior sales training companies are there. So, this type of the mid career employees, they should be given this opportunity to make the more relevant and superior sales training companies. Established sales force. So, recent graduates, then early career, then the middle career, there are 2, and then established salesperson. So, I am a market maker. Established salesperson says, I am a market maker, but leave money on the table because of my current arrangements are there. Who are these? More than 10 years experience in the industry as a successful salesperson, currently works for the well established industry competitor, frustrated by the lack of access to resources, bureaucracy or compensation model of the his or her current employer is there. So, therefore, there is no job satisfaction. So, he wants to change. What will be the proposed sourcing strategy? Continue to drive to recruit experienced sales people, right. So, therefore, because you know that is these people may leave. So, succession planning is to be done. What will be the succession planning? That you will be having the recruiting the another experienced person, and particularly those with the large books of the business and especially those who are known for the large businesses into that particular industry. So, how to identify the new recruiter profile? The new recruiter profile has to be identified with the organizational specifics, news leaders, trends, outlook, etc., and that will give you this knowledge about these particular objectives. Intake and understanding of the business requirements, skills, that is what exactly skills are required by that particular business, and please try to understand technically and very carefully these skills, and the competencies. Relationship building and coaching is important. So, therefore, in the current scenario, when we talk about the new recruiter profile, organizational specifics are the news leaders, trends, outlooks are there, and therefore, the relationship building and the coaching is required by the competencies. Candidate skill sets in the case of the knowledge new recruiters profile, industry insights and the job function experience is required. When you are having that industry insights and the job functions expertise, then consultative and business partner approach will work. So, in that case you will be having that consultative and business partner approach, and the competencies will be candidate engagement, assessment and insights are there. If the candidates are having that engagement, assessment and insights, they will be able to work. In the knowledge of the employees are the employee value proposition translated for candidates, that is the EVP is there, and in this case the skills required are talent research and sourcing, a true talent hunter. So, therefore, in that case that true sense hunter, true talent hunter, that will be required, and a will to win, competencies as will to win is there. Current and future labor market trends and conditions, leveraging the technology and social media, and as a result of which you will find that is the labor markets, you have the knowledge of the current and future labor market trends. Then leveraging the technology and the social media, and influence the negotiate and close. The general business acumen is that sales, marketing and customer service focus, and the multitasking is there. So, if you are having that general business acumen, then definitely you will be doing these multitasking aspects. Competencies are required to be the multitasking, right. So, therefore, organizational recruitment practices knowledge are there, and the communication and follow up with the clients and new recruiter profile. Communications and follow up with the clients and candidates that you are supposed to do, and the competencies is required, the compliance is there. So, whatever the recruitment practices are there, that the one should follow. So, at the end what I will say, the talent's new recruitment profile, recruiter's profile is concerned, one should be able to as we have seen, for the new recruiters in the current situations, relationship building and coaching is required. Candidates engagement, assessment and insights are required related to the skills industries are concerned, and the talent and employees value proposition, a will to win, because there will be the tough requirements. So, that one has to will to win. Influence, negotiate and close, this is becoming a very important point. I always get this point whenever I discuss with our alumni or with the business world, that is the candidates are required to have an ability to influence and negotiate and close in there and the deal. So, therefore, this is the important influence, and one should be able to influence and one should be able to negotiate to close. Then one is required, general business acumen is required, that it will be the multitasking. If you want to be the business acumen, you are supposed to do the number of tasks at the same time, and whatever the practices are there in the organization, you are supposed to compliance that. If we go by these particular practices, then definitely that is the opportunities for the new recruiter profile as a talented employees, that will increase. And if we go by these particular processes, I am sure that is the there will not be talent crunch, and the enough talent will be available in the market. Thank you.